Hello, good day, and welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Python, Python syntax, how do you write a code, what do we call a syntax error, and all that. When you talk about syntax in a programming language, syntax is basically the way in which you arrange your language, the structure. For example, in English, you can say this is a boy, and that's the correct syntax, that's a correct form of writing or speaking English. But if you say something like these aren't is a boy, that is very wrong. And the same goes for programming. When you structure your language well, no error comes out, but when the structure of your language is wrong, then you get an error. So let's get started. The first thing we are going to be doing today is, well, printing the customary hello world. Okay, so first of all, we're going to do this print yeah, hello world. Now, in most programming languages, we have what we use semicolons to end our language. Like this, it shows the end of a sentence or a line. In most programming languages, semicolon does the same thing that your full stop does in the English language. But for Python, Python does not use semicolons. So take note of that, because sometimes it may generate an error. So when I print hello world, I'm gonna go ahead and save my file. I'm gonna save it as save it to my desktop. Let's save it as my first Python. And then I'm gonna go ahead and run it with pressing F5, and you can see it right there, hello world. So let's go ahead and do other things. I could do something like b or variable, any name I choose. Variable equals to this. I'm gonna put a quotation mark there. This is a boy. I'm gonna put a plus there. Another quotation mark and say, and this is a girl. Okay. And I'm gonna run that. Okay. One more thing. In Python, whenever you want to output your code to your shell, you have to use what we call print. So I'm gonna go ahead and print variable. F5. And as you can see here, it's written this is a boy and this is a girl. So what happened right now was this. I got this is what we call a string, and then another string. Or as we go on, I'm gonna be explaining these things more so you can understand. Right now we're just playing around with the language. Another string, and then I stored the two of them. I joined them together here, as you can see, and then I stored the two of them inside this variable. Now I can name this variable any name. I could name it b, and then print out my b. I could name it sentence and print out sentence. The most important thing here is that the name of my variable is the same name that I'm printing out, and when I run this, it will now do the same thing, just like this hello world, which will show it here. Now in Python, there's another thing we call indentation, but we'll look more into that as time goes on. But basically, this is the syntax of Python. This is how we write Python programming languages. I could say something like, if, let's say, let me create two more variables. Let's say a equals 1 and b equals 2. I could say if a is equal to b, Now this 2 equal to sign here means equal to, this 1 equal to sign here means I'm putting this one inside this one. I'm putting what is on my right inside what is on my left. Notice the difference between the two. So if I could say if A is equal to B, then print this is true, right? But obviously we know that A is not equal to B, so nothing will happen. I run my code using F5, and as you can see, it's still just printing this is a boy, hello world. But what if I say if A, what if I change A to 2? Now A and B are the same. 2 is inside A and 2 is inside B. And then I run my code. As you can see now, it's saying, sorry, as you can see now it's saying this is true because A is equal to B. Now, whenever you write sentences like this, such as an if sentence like this indentation here is very important. This indentation here is very important because it lets us know that, okay, now everything that is showing that is here will only happen if this is true. Does it make sense? So I could say something like else if, and in Python we write that like elif, or I could just put else. Let's just use else print A is not equal to B. Then I run that. It's still printing this is true because A is equal to B. Now let me make B 7 so that A will not be equal to B. I run that, and then as you can see here it's now saying A is not equal to B. Now this is my if statement, and this is what happens if my if statement is true, and this is what happens if my if statement is not true. But as you can see, every time I want to write what happens when it is true or not true, I have to leave a space in between, as you can see. So basically this is how we write our Python languages. We're going to be writing a lot more code, but for today let's stop with this. So see you in the next video.